All right, welcome into the College Football Rewind. I'm here with my guy, Roger Schultz. Roger, you got to be feeling pretty good this weekend. Your team didn't lose.
My team didn't lose. Hey, big wedding weekend for all the Alabama fans. I'm sure if you're an Alabama fan, you ended up at a wedding like I did. I ended up at a wedding. So, yeah, I got another one coming up. I get to wear a kilt, so I'm excited about that. But, yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah, nothing. Just getting ready for the big game.
That's right. Well, look, there were a couple big games, here this weekend. The biggest one, for sure, for us at least, has to be Oklahoma defeating Auburn 24-17. And there's some drama here in this game. I think, if you're an Auburn fan, you're saying, oh my gosh, the refs cheated us. This is ridiculous, right? You had the whole thing coming out where they're saying, oh, that should have been unsportsmanlike conduct. That touchdown shouldn't have counted. And then you have the other end where it's like, all right, you gave up 10 sacks. All right, you played horribly. Maybe the refs didn't call a good game, but you did not do yourselves any favors either. Here's my biggest takeaway from watching it. And you said it last week, Roger. You said Jackson Arnold can't throw. I don't know if he can't throw, but I just don't know if he can make a good read because he'd sit there. He had a lot of time. He'd sit there. And he'd look, and then, when you're running a deep route, at some point the route's kind of done. Like it's not an option anymore, right? Like they're either too far gone or now they're kind of at the end of their route and they have to kind of just start wiggling around a little bit. Everyone's route would be completely over with. And then you'd be like, oh, there's literally no one I can throw it to. Let me try and run. And sometimes it would work. A lot of times it would not. But he's not decisive. I think that's the word.
He doesn't process well.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma knew that. And I got a lot of heat for our little snippet of me talking about Jackson Arnold can't throw. I'm not saying he can't physically throw. He can throw. He's got a strong arm. He doesn't process. That was the same thing, that happened with Ty Simpson that first game. He didn't process fast, or he was just too busy. He wasn't pulling the trigger. Arnold's got to throw the ball, but the Oklahoma coaches knew that. They were going to stop the run. They were going to make him just help. But 10 sacks. That's the record and all that. Yeah. And I understand the SEC coming out basically and stating that, hey, look, that was a deception. I'm going to tell you right now, that's BS. That's a BS. Let me tell you why. The SEC came out and put it out to make everybody happy because it's a lot of online. It's going nuts, right? Social media, everybody's blowing up. The officials against them, bad calls, bad this, and the official missing the pass interference. The SEC put this out about this unfair play or cheating, whatever that. What do they call it? What's the term they used for it? Unfair tactics. Unfair tactics was the term. Look, you watch that play. There's nothing unfair. The 11 people that were on the play before are still on the play. They did not do any substitution.
Yeah, what they said was he went to the sideline like he was going out of bounds.
He didn't.
Like he was walking to the sideline as if he was going off. That's what they said. I'm saying that's what they said.
But he walked. He literally walked. First of all, when you're going off the sideline to bring somebody in, guess what you do? You run. And by the way, you run out when somebody else is running in. There was no deception. He walked. Hey, guys, if somebody's walking right there, you think we ought to cover him? No. He's just going to keep walking out of bounds.
Yeah. What did they think they were going to run an offensive play with 10 players?
Well, first of all, everybody, did you see the Tulsa game Thursday night?
I was not about to watch Tulsa, Oklahoma State.
Well, Tulsa does the same thing. They'll run up. It's a quick offense, right? They get a good play, and then everybody shoots out and lines up really fast. And then they run another play to try to get guys not substituting and stuff like that. Everybody does it. There's 100 clips online about Ole Miss running the same play. But it was not to deceive. There was no deception. The guy walked out there. But the bigger picture, you want to know what the bigger picture is?
Let's see.
This is why the SEC put this out. Because everybody kind of goes, oh, it's cheating, whatever. Hey, Auburn, how about counting and covering? No, it's those pass interference calls. Have you heard anything on social media about the pass interference calls now?
Yeah, it's been swept under the rug. Yeah, you're right.
That's if I'm Auburn, I'm really pissed at the pass interference calls because that literally the guy tackled the guy, but the official turns away and runs, and the official, I don't know. We need to get Dean Wade on here to tell us how officials are supposed to officiate that. Literally running away with your back turned, you can't see it. and that was a pass interference. There were a couple pass interferences in that game that should have been called, but you hadn't heard anything about it now because the SEC is correcting the officials, and you made a substitution mistake, which is all horse manure. It's just like, we're going to do something. We do something. Maybe they won't even talk about these pass interferences because that's what everybody should be arguing. That's what Auburn people should be mad about. But at the end of the day, even with that play, who's to say Auburn stops them and they don't score, right? I mean, they kind of leaves it as, and even in the pass interference calls, a couple of them, when those balls wouldn't have been caught anyway. I mean, the one in the end zone I saw for sure, he wouldn't have caught that ball. I mean, it is what it is. And Cam Coleman, who, man, he looked great in the first half. They couldn't find him at all in the second half. So, but I was right. I mean, I knew what Oklahoma was going to do. Auburn's going to get a lot of this. We're going to stop the run. We're going to make Jackson Arnold have to throw or make a decision, and he's got to make a decision. And if he makes quick decisions, I haven't gone back and looked at the film to see if there was something he missed where he could have just pulled the trigger quick, but he's just sitting back there waiting, because a couple of those sacks were literally like the defensive lineman didn't rush. He just stayed on the line of scrimmage because he was tired, and he ran right into him. I mean, that was the sack. Even the safety, I mean, at the end of the game, the guy got the sack first, but they called it off because it was holding, and then they ended up getting the 10th sack of safety.
Well, like in the earlier games, and even with like Jalen Milroe last year for Alabama, read or run, read then run, read then run. Jackson Arnold, he's going read.
Right. No, he's trying to process.
And by that time, the walls have closed in.
First of all,
he's
not
too long.
He's not reading. He's just trying to see if somebody get open, because he does have strong enough arm to throw somebody open if they're open, right? Like Jalen Milroe, he could throw somebody open if they're open. But you got to take what the defense gives you and throw it. And I'm not just trying to say this because I'm, Alabama or everybody else, but look how Ty Simpson's developed through the season. And we said he would get better because he would learn to. Now he's throwing the ball. He's throwing to 10 different receivers. He's under check. I mean.
And how do you get better, Roger? Repetition, getting these reps. And this past week leading into this game, talking to people about it, I thought I was taking crazy pills because I was like, guys, we have not seen Jackson Arnold throw the ball. Everyone's just saying, Hugh Freeze is hiding things from you. They've got a lot of tricks up their sleeve. They don't want to reveal all their secrets just yet. Yeah. What? So you choose to reveal it against a defense like Oklahoma and Brent Venables, the one defense that knows Jackson Arnold better than anyone. You don't think that maybe against South or against Ball State, hey, let's let this thing rip just to see if we can do it.
Let it rip.
Well, no, Hugh Freeze, he's got a master plan. He's hiding this from you guys. He's out thinking all this. He's taking what the defense is giving us. This is great. All he needs to do is run. He doesn't have to throw. Okay, but what happens when he does? We just magically think it's all going to work perfectly.
Yeah.
I thought I was going insane.
Because we got great receivers. Well, great receiver, you got to be able to get on the ball. And I mean, like the one pass they threw to Cam Coleman could have put a touchdown. He missed. He didn't
exactly.
throw.
Yeah. So So imagine if they would have had leading up to the season 4 more tries on a deep ball like that.
Yeah.
You probably would have been able to hit it this time because okay, here's how it goes. I know
Hey, here's simple football, guys. Run 4 verts and throw it deep. It takes you a second. Catch it, throw it deep. I mean, they're so scared. I think Jackson Arnold's so scared of making a mistake and throwing an interception and getting really behind. And obviously the coaches are that way too. Yeah. I mean, he's just holding the ball too long. Giving up too many penalties. 10 penalties also for that.
Yeah, that was the other point I was making. People were saying, John Mateer, he's too turnover heavy. Jackson Arnold, he hasn't turned the ball over once. That's not necessarily a good thing. I don't think he's completed a pass further than 10 yards down the field until this game. I'm not even kidding. He just does not move the ball down the field. So it'd be impossible to throw an interception. How could you throw an interception?
What he averages like 5 yards of completion.
Yeah,
exactly. The number they use is attempts, right? What's
YPA, yards per attempt.
It's like 5. Okay. But you know what? He had a better QBR rating than Mateer did. I do not know how they figure out QBR ratings.
It's efficiency. He's a safe quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not going to make any, crazy, try to fit it in a window throws. If he throws a deep ball, it's either going to be where the guy can catch it or it's going to be completely out of bounds.
Or he's going to get, look, the reason too, he got
and they don't track sacks. They don't track sacks on your QB rating because I think in college they count, a sack is a rush attempt. So technically, Jackson Arnold had 20 carries for -11 yards this game. Is what his stat line is.
Yeah. Well, and that's crazy because that's really more it's passing, but
right.
It is what it is. But yeah, but I mean, Auburn's got it. Now they get Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of the hottest teams in the country right now, and they got to go to Texas A&M to play, which is, man, it's a tough place to go. And it's tough to get rebound. But Hugh Freeze is back under 500 now, right? I think he's 14-15 or something now.
Okay.
At Auburn, you know who else is 14-15? Our guy up at Wisconsin, Fickle.
Okay.
They're ready. Well, I mean, I thought it was funny. He's got the same record, man. They're ready to run him out on a rail.
Right. Well, Auburn, depending on how the season goes, they might be feeling pretty similar.
Well, it's funny how everybody just acts like Hugh Freeze has figured out we're moving in the right direction, and I hadn't seen it.
I know, but it's based
on
all
summer long he's playing golf or what. I said, man,
I mean, look, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give Hugh Freeze the benefit of the doubt. But leading into this Oklahoma game, Oklahoma had a great run defense. All we've seen Auburn do is run the ball. Just based off what we have seen, Oklahoma is good at this. Auburn is not. Auburn's good at this. Oklahoma's good at stopping this. It just made sense that, Auburn is going to struggle. And everyone just was like, oh, Nick, you're such a hater. Roger, you're such a hater. You guys don't know anything. Jackson Arnold is a great quarterback. You just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. No.
All right. Well, what did we see today?
Well,
who was right? Who was wrong?
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe we'll see it next week. But the game plan going forward is going to be the same. You think Elko can't draw up a defense? You think Texas A&M can't draw up a defense? And that's funny is because the offensive line, all the sacks were definitely. It makes it look bad. Like I'm telling you, Auburn's offensive line is improved. And they're not responsible.
That was
for
Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold.
Yeah,
he had all day to throw the football all day.
And then you got to wonder too what Freeze is doing. Because Freeze used to be considered an offensive guru or a genius or whatever label you want to put on him. I think that's gone away because at the end of the day, why don't you have check down routes or something?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So all these deep routes, he'd read them all. They're all 15 yards down the field. I mean, look, you played football. I didn't. Shouldn't you have your running back just 5 yards just sitting there in front of you? Hey, okay, there's nothing, boom. Or a drag route coming down where nope, here's my easy throw right here for 5 yards.
I am telling you, I watched Tulsa's offense. So I'm intrigued by this Trey Lamb guy who was at East Tennessee last year and was at like Gardner Webb the year before. He's made a transition to Tulsa. Man, I just like his offense because Selfo is their offensive line coach who played at South Alabama. His dad used to be a coach. Was a head coach at Tulane at one time. I just love that staff. They're young, and I love that offense. And they just got little things that work. They played a guy that hadn't even played quarterback before. Of course, I mean Gundy. I don't know how. I mean,
he's
toast.
He's mentally already out of.
He's checked out. He looks so dazed and confused. He's like,
okay. Well, hey, let's talk about a guy who looked dazed and confused at the end of the game. Dabo Swinney.
God bless him.
What is going on, Roger? You know Dabo. How?
I know.
They look so undisciplined. Poor, roughing the passers, pass interference. They're hitting people out of bounds.
And Klubnik hasn't really stepped up, right? I mean, Klubnik is just not played to but he is who he is. That's what Klubnik's been for 3 years. I don't know how they expected him to be any better. And Garrett Riley's a good coach. I mean, he's been a good offensive coordinator everywhere he's been. They're just struggling at Clemson. And I don't know if it's players getting out of the portal, but of course, he had his blow up press conference last week and all that. And, hey, I'm a man or whatever, hey, you don't like, I guess you don't like winning around here. And I guess I tell you what Clemson doesn't like. They don't like losing. And that's kind of what's going on. Now, are they going to
let's be honest. If Dabo were to leave Clemson, all of a sudden Clemson's happy if they go 7-5 every year. Yeah, that's what Clemson becomes if Dabo leaves.
Dabo's not going to leave. He's going to get the ship right. And look, the LSU game, they had a chance they could have won. I mean, 2 lost Georgia Tech game. They could easily, but this game was bad, and that's not a good thing because we talk about Napier right at Florida, and Napier. I mean, they lost to Miami, which was a good game. By the way, Miami's looking really, really good. Yeah. But that defense at Florida. That's a championship level defense.
Well, but Billy Napier is an offensive coach, though. That's what makes it even more mind-numbing. What's going on?
I'll tell you what's even more mind-numbing is usually when this is happening to a team and the coach is supposed to get fired, he's supposed to get fired last year, got an extension, teams quit on him. Florida hasn't quit on Napier. And I think that's a hard thing that the AD's having is like, because it usually shows up and the guys just quit. And we know it. We've seen it. We know what it looks like, right? They just quit. And dude, they're not quitting on Napier. So it says a lot about Napier, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to probably get rid of him. But the team has not quit on him, which is, I think,
but the offense looks so bad.
Well, they had the ball. What they got?
DJ Lagway is horrible.
God bless him. He's not very good, is he? He's just, he's not getting developed, or I don't know what.
Well, I saw someone say, they left a comment on one of the clips we put up about DJ Lagway, and they were saying it's not Lagway, it's all Napier. Look at every quarterback that he's had; they get worse under him. Anthony Richardson, Graham Mertz, the guy that they got from Wisconsin.
Well, first of all, Anthony Richardson is proven not to be a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's not a very good quarterback. And maybe this maybe this evaluation, right? Maybe DJ Lagway isn't really who they thought he was going to be. And he may not ever be that. I don't know.
But for Dabo, is this season, could this potentially be, is this going to be like the 2-10 Florida State season? No, all the hype there. They go 13-0. It's great. Next year, the expectations are sky high. Everyone had them making the playoffs. We both had Clemson going to the championship.
Yeah.
Then everything just goes wrong. You lose the locker room. It's just a loss.
I don't know.
But then the next year, because now look at Florida State now.
No,
you get them to buy back in.
Clemson may win 7 games. But they're not going to completely just win 2 games.
They just look so bad against Syracuse. And Syracuse is not a good football
team. You wait till Florida State rolls into there and they have to play. I mean, I would never give up on Clemson. Everything is correctable mistakes. They can correct those mistakes. Quit doing stupid stuff. I don't think he's losing the locker room. I think they can rally. I mean, it's just this is where Dabo has to coach, right? This is where he's got to be hungry and he's got to figure it out. He's got to quit talking and let's figure this thing out. Let's make it happen. So it's going to be, and then, we talk about other coaches on hot seat. Sam Pittman, who's lost 2 games in the last second, just could have easily beaten Ole Miss. I mean, was driving down to beat Ole Miss, and then Memphis, they're beating the stew out of Memphis, and Memphis kind of comes back, and then they kind of punch the ball and get a fumble. And Arkansas is a really good team, and they're going to be a tough out in the SEC. But but Sam Pittman, I think, is ready to go to the house anyway. And y'all do it. I think he's ready to do what he wants to. But I don't think he ain't lost that locker room. Those kids play hard. Defense just isn't very good. Yeah. That's part of the problem with Arkansas. But losing to Memphis when you're ahead by that much, obviously Memphis looks like that group of 5 team that's probably, I would think, be at the top of the list to make the playoffs. I know Tulane's there, but Ole Miss just wore Tulane out. And I think part of that has to do, Summerall came from Ole Miss. Everybody loves Summerall at Ole Miss. And I think Kiffin tried to make a statement.
Yeah.
And the Trinidad.
Chambliss, yeah.
Mike.
He's the new starting quarterback. That other guy.
He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
He's got to be. It's like, hey.
The other guy wasn't that good. I mean, he's a young guy. I mean, I think he was just a highly recruited guy. But this
guy can win football.
Yeah, he is a football player. He's an X factor type of guy.
Dude, he's unbelievable. I mean, but I knew he would be because I just knew he would be. But that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Well, what do you think about Arch Manning finally showing that he can play the position of quarterback? 300 yards, only 3 incompletions, 3 touchdowns, no picks, staring down the same Houston defensive back in the end zone.
That's about half his size. It's like, hey, Arch, don't be a bully.
And what do you think? What do you think his NIL is? What do you think that guy's NIL is that he's staring down? Like just his tuition, room and board,
scholarship, right? Yeah, scholarship. He gets what everybody used to get all the time, a scholarship.
That's right.
But hey, Mac Jones wins another game. How about that? Just so you know.
All right.
It's all that. But
nice.
Yeah, throw a little loop in there. But yeah, I mean. So we get. Hey, we talk about other big games that were big games. A lot of talk about Nebraska. Matt Rule turns it around. Season 3. Matt ruled. I mean, Nebraska is Nebraska going to be that traditional powerhouse that just fades away? And we're going to talk about like the 1945 Army team.
I think we already have been talking about Nebraska hasn't really been good for
they're not. I mean,
pretty long while. And that Dylan Raiola guy, I mean, when you look at the stats, they don't look bad, but he just is not special to me. You know who is special? Michigan's running back, your former running back, Justice Haynes. He's the best running back in football. He always has 150 yards.
Unbelievable. Well, that's on my notes right here. The ex-Alabama guys that kind of had impact Saturday hour, Justin Haynes is one of those guys. I mean, God, what could Alabama do with that guy? I mean, why couldn't we keep him around? I mean, I guess they
think though, I mean, Alabama's, and we'll preview Alabama, Georgia here in a little bit, but Alabama's rushing game is near the bottom of all of college football.
Yeah.
So it might not be a running back problem. It might just be how the offense is run, how the scheme is, because a running back leaves who was, getting like 30 rushing yards a game. Yeah. And now he's immediately, oh my gosh, is this the best running back in all of football?
But Michigan just kind of went old school. I mean,
they're power running.
They're just like, let's go, boom. And, every time Shamor Moore misses or Harbaugh misses a game, man, Michigan just wins. What about that Biff Poggi?
He's fine.
I'm so glad he didn't cut. I'm so glad he didn't wear his T-shirt all cut up. So they wouldn't let him do that. But man, for Nebraska, that's tough. I tell you another game that totally surprised me. I thought it was going to be a really good game. Illinois and Indiana. What is going on? First of all, everybody made fun of Indiana last year. You know who Indiana lost to last year?
Ohio State.
Yeah. Who else? Who's the second? They lost 2 games.
Oh, in the playoffs to Notre Dame? Who'd they play in the playoffs?
Yeah. They lost 2 games. Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
2 games. That's who they lost to. Dude, they have figured it. And they got a quarterback, the kid from Cal that's
they look good.
Man, I mean,
they were underdogs in this game.
Yeah. Number 9. Illinois was number 9. I don't know who's drinking that juice out of the Big Ten, but Vanderbilt looks good.
Vanderbilt looks really good, Roger.
Vanderbilt looks really good, man. I mean, they
lost to Georgia State last year, and then this year they dropped 70 on them.
They put it on them. Dude, they just keep winning. They're tough. That's a good team. Missouri, great win for Drinkwitz and those guys. I mean, taking care of South Carolina, poor South Carolina. Man, you know what? It might be Shane Beamer wanted to stay at South Carolina, and I like Shane Beamer. But you
think he goes and takes the lifetime contract at
I think
Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I would think. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but it's but a good win for Missouri as they keep rolling. They look good. I mean, what else? I mean, there's a lot of.
Well, on a personal one, South Alabama. I went to that game Saturday night. Coastal Carolina is supposed to be the worst team in the Sun Belt. They were supposed to win by 15 points. That was the line. And they lose by 18. They looked horrifically bad.
What happened?
Their defense couldn't stop anyone. And, the big complaint against Auburn was they're playing too conservative. No, I totally get it now, Major. Never throw the ball ever again. They threw 2 ugly picks. It was just an ugly game, and no one could do anything, and they just looked like the worst team on the field. And it's weird that team played Auburn relatively close the week before.
Well,
almost beat Tulane. It doesn't make sense.
Well, does that show you that maybe obviously Tulane isn't what we thought, and Auburn's not what we thought? I mean.
Maybe that is the A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's our answer.
Yeah. But the rest of, hey, look, we talked about, Ole Miss and Trinidad taking care of Tulane. Tennessee beating UAB. Man, poor UAB.
Did you see Trent Dilfer taking photos?
Instagramming.
He's just having a good time. He's like, man, what a great stadium. I'll never coach in a place like this. I got to soak it in.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Sellers comes back, plays 18 of 28 for 302 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, but you talk about Missouri and the stats, they just run the ball really well, right? Like, so the guy from Bo Pribula, 171 yards, but then Armand Hardy, who comes from Louisiana Monroe, they got him out of the portal, 138 yards. Robert, 76 yards. Primula, 72 yards. Man, they just run the 287 yards running. Man, they just run. And
I mean, is that the
well
key to
balanced
success now? Look at Georgia Tech. Look at Vanderbilt. Is it
Everything
just,
kind of comes
hey,
around, right?
power running? Yeah, this history repeats itself. We're not. Who is the air raid team that's having a lot of success? It's power running, power running, power running.
Or
Do you have,
quarterbacks that can, all the quarterbacks can run. They can throw.
Do you have 3 players that on any night could go get you 100 rushing yards?
Yeah.
2 running backs and your quarterback.
Yeah, and the quarterback's
but if the
tough.
quarterback needs to, can he throw for 300 yards if he needs to? It's not what you're relying on, but if the going gets tough, can he pull a 280-yard, 2-touchdown game, out of his hat? And that's what it looks like is the recipe for success right now.
Yeah. So far,
I think that's promising for, 2 of the teams. Let's go ahead. Let's preview the Alabama-Georgia game next week. No college game day. They're going to go to Oregon, Penn State.
But the SEC Nation is going there.
Okay. All right. Then fair enough.
And the line, I think, right now is Georgia minus 3.5. And basically, it's like, usually when you play at home anyway against a team, that's kind of – so the bookies really kind of look at this thing as even right now.
Yeah.
And when it's a minus 3.5, in Athens, so that's basically –
well, look, you're the former Alabama player, so let me go ahead and get my, thoughts out the way before I give you the floor. If I was Alabama, I'd be scared because Gunnar Stockton, he runs a little like Tim Tebow a little bit. He's not that fast. He's not like Cam Newton where he's just going to truck you, but he just runs aggressive. He runs hard. Right. And
that's good and bad, right?
Right. But
run hard against a good defense. You get broken.
Well, how good is the defense, right? You beat up on ULM. You beat up on Wisconsin. You could not do anything to stop Florida State. And Florida State looks good. Yeah. Florida State looks good. But Georgia, I'd be more worried about Georgia stopping Alabama's offense personally at this point. I don't know how Alabama is going to stop Gunnar Stockton. We just have not seen Kane Womack stop a dual threat quarterback. He has not done it yet.
Well, Gunnar, he's not completely a dual threat quarterback.
But they run, a good bit of designed runs for him. So maybe he's not your Jaden Daniels, he's not your Tommy Castellanos, but they're gonna call plays where he's running it up the middle or he's faking the handoff and then taking it. How is Alabama going to handle it? Will they finally be able to stop like a junior version is maybe what I'd call it of a dual threat quarterback, if that makes any sense?
Well, we'll see. And also, I don't know, is Tim Keenan going to get to play in this game? I mean, is he like if he could just
I think so. I think
get his big fat ass just to sit in there, be a big fat ass, just be be what you are. Sure. That would help a little bit,
Yeah. Well, I think Tim Keenan and Jam Miller are going to be back. That's the plan. They've just been resting. It should be a pretty clean bill of health coming up for this game.
Well, and I look at this, obviously, that I think that Alabama's – the one thing I worry about Alabama is obviously being able to run the football. We talked about it earlier in the podcast about it's one thing that Alabama really hasn't established a really good running game this year. But their passing game – has worked. It looks like Ty Simpson has figured it out. Now we just got to kind of stick to the run. I mean, it worked the first series at Florida State, kind of running the ball and doing it. They got to find a better balance to the passing attack. But if that's all you get stuck with, then that's it. But look, this team beat Georgia last year when nobody thought they could. Now, here's the difference between, I think, Kalen DeBoer and Kirby Smart. Okay. Kalen DeBoer, they came out halftime adjustments. I know Kirby Smart knows how to do halftime adjustments, and he can adjust and go. He did it last year, right? I mean, it got close. A couple of great fancy plays by Ryan Williams kind of saved us a little bit in that game because when we jumped out but they came back. The halftime adjustments are going to be the key. I think Alabama will game plan well. But the adjustments that they make at halftime is going to be the key to who wins that football game Saturday. But I think Alabama they're passing. I think Ty Simpson's comfortable now. He's going into a hostile environment, which Kalen DeBoer has proven he's not very good on the road in a hostile environment. I don't even, has he even won one on the road? A big game on the road? I don't think he has.
Not a big one. No, they beat LSU.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah.
But that was all Jalen Milroe. Didn't he rush for like 190?
Yeah, no, it was kind of, yeah, it's like, that was, you know what it was, is LSU had a very bad defense, which they do not have a bad defense this year. They had a bad defense last year. They fixed it. But I think that's going to be the key. I think if Alabama can kind of establish the run a little bit, that's going to help everything else that Alabama wants to do. But then on the flip side of it too, we got to be able to stop the run. We got to be able to get off the field on third down. That's another thing, man. The third down efficiency for Auburn and Oklahoma moving forward was terrible. Yeah. Auburn's third down efficiency was terrible. That's always going to play in the game. And then, of course, in big games, it comes down to special teams. You can say what you want to, but at the end of the day, special teams plays a role. Alabama has to fix that because that was bad. They gave up kick return for a touchdown. I mean, you end up winning the game, but you got to fix that. So, and do we have a kicker that can kick? I think our field goal kicker is pretty good. I don't know what our punter can do. I mean, Kalen Moore's too busy going on fourth down all the time. You might want to punt.
That's what they're all doing now.
Everybody. It's just like everybody. I'm like, guys, can y'all just punt a little bit? I mean, it's smart to punt. It's not a complete give up, but I mean, but giving the ball, I just can't stand giving people short fields. It's just like, hey, you turn the ball.
Yeah, give them the ball at the 50.
Yeah. And then, so, but it's going to be a good game.
That's right.
I mean, the thing that I have caution with is just that it's on the road in a hostile environment, and Kalen DeBoer hasn't really done really well in those situations. And LSU was in a hostile environment after we were up like 14 to nothing. I mean, they were quiet by the end of the first quarter at LSU. But these hostile environments, man, we'll see.
Right.
And it'll be hostile. It's going to be prime time. It's going to be good. But I think we'll do well.
All right.
It's going to be a good game. But I look at least this as Alabama. Alabama's been challenged, lost the game with Florida State, made the adjustments. I think with Georgia had a tough game. They had two really soft games. Marshall and Austin P or somebody, they were kind of surprising scores too. They were like, they should have really beat them. I don't know why they didn't. And then the Tennessee game was just a good ball game. But offenses showed up in that one.
That's right. Well, we'll see, man. On our next episode, we'll be breaking down that one and all the other big games. A lot of big games coming up next week, and I'm excited to break it down with you, man. And look,
we're ready.
Everyone out there listening, if you want to be sure to, see all our clips and everything we're doing when we're reacting to these games on our next episode, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, everything, the Weekend Rewind, and we got some great NFL coverage over there as well. So be sure to subscribe and drop a comment, a like. I like to see everyone getting their little battles in the comment section based off what controversial thing Roger said is. My guess on this one, it'll be.
But so far, I've been right.
He's a big fat guy, and he just needs to act like it.
Well, that's what we need.
No, I get it.
Terrence Cody. No, first of all, Tim Keenan's a great guy. By the way, I saw him doing a barbecue commercial or something during the weekend, like Keenan's charcoal with AJ McCarron. No, I love Tim Keenan. He's a great guy. But yeah, you're right. He just be a big body. That's right. Well, look, my baby's coming in here. She wants me to grab one of these books, I think, and read that. Can you say hey? Hey. She go, hey, Roger. Say hey, Roger. Hey, Roger. That's the best thing of the weekend. That's right. All right. Marga, say we'll be back next week. Can you say we'll be back next week? All right, good enough. Hey, all right. That's great. Until then. Hey, the people don't even realize the baby's only 6 months old. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's right. That's right.